Okay, I'm just going to do a really short video here going through trying to get you guys think about the marketing plan more seriously. I worry a lot because of our corona problem. So what I was going to do is just show you a couple examples excuse me, of marketing plans in the past from last year, excuse me, or even 2 years ago, and what some of the students did. So task was the same 2 years ago: produce a marketing campaign. I cut down part of the marketing key in this one. Now I'm just going to show you here a couple tasks. This was done by a student who's a little bit crazy. He really did like maybe too much work. He did very well. Okay, he got 90% on his mark, but he did too much, right? So, for example, here's the research that he did, okay, before his marketing campaign. So you can see here it says secondary research. This is research he did on the internet. So he looked at a lot of different websites to try to figure out what was going to be helpful for his company. And this doesn't even include the surveys they did. They did more. They had surveys, and then they had a draft. Okay, the research, the market research draft. So there's a lot of information there. It's probably too much. And then he did his marketing plan. Like I said, for example, I wrote to him, for killing this many trees, you really have to show that you used it and that there are notes that come out of this. I don't want I do want to see your research printed out, but I want to understand what you got from it, not just you have to, like the parts that you highlighted, the quotes that you used, not just printed out. Anyway, this was his business plan, or their group's business plan, and it's very long. It's too long. Again, there's too much information, but 40 pages. Market overview, introduction, pest factors, summary, business goals, positioning of the product in the market, different elements of the marketing mix, customer profile, all the information about the customers. Maybe too much, again, too many pages. The media used by the target market. Media means newspapers, television, which websites, how they use social media, everything, billboards. What media would attract the target market? Here they have a copy of their survey and the results from the survey. Information, maybe again a little bit too many pages. You don't need to have so much. You want to show me the relevant data. I don't need to see every pie chart in the world. I want to know which one is giving you information that's useful. Customer profile in terms of price and quality, which leads to competition. So here they're talking about competition, I guess different donut shops in this case, and they look at some of the different competition, and it's okay. This one is pretty good, looks at the competition, but they don't need to write everything about the competition, just the main points. And then the part that I liked is that they try to position themselves in the market. I don't see that now. Place strategy. So here's the strategies, the market strategies, 4 strategies, 4 P's: price, place, promotion, and product. So all of this stuff is in there. And then some where the websites that the websites that they got their information from. It's a bibliography, competitive advantage, and then the planning of their project. So there's a lot of stuff in there. But again, you don't need to do that much. Here's another example. Someone did market research. They have surveys here. This is a survey of what they did. They have 20 surveys. And then they have a plan for how they use their time with their partner, a draft. They also have some sketches about the designs that they wanted to make for their company, because you need to make an advertisement at the end. So those were the sketches. And here's their marketing plan and some advertisements. So they actually made some advertisements for their cinema. They had a home cinema. So we're talking Horror Week from Halloween week. So this marketing plan has about 24, 25 pages with the advertisements. This one is a little shorter than that crazy one over there, and they did well. This group also got a A on the project. So executive summary, this is not really necessary. Market overview, pest factors, political, economic, social, technological. They probably should have more technological. Customer profile. Okay, 4 paragraphs and some data from their research that showed why. The competitor profile, looking at the market, the main competitors of the company. They compared them. They made a nice chart for positioning of where they think they can fit into the market. Competitive advantage. And then the marketing mix, then their marketing strategy. Product, price, place, location on a map, which is nice. There's a lot of things you can find in locations in Google Maps. And then their promotional strategy, what kind of advertisements, and then the example of the advertisements. So that's good. So this team also did very well in this project. They got 65 out of 78 is also an A. So both of these plans were A's, but I just want you to know that it's not, you got to do some work, it's not going to be like 5 pages. You're not going to get any marks for that. So let's look at the marketing key for a second. The marketing key breaks down into pieces. If you don't have it online, you should check it out. The marketing key, or print it out for yourself. The marketing key has points available for the customer profile. So you have to know about your customer. What is the media they use? It's very important. It has to come from research too, either primary research, surveys, or the internet. Your competitor profile. Your competitor profile is the profile that you are going to make based on your research, usually secondary, but you might do observation and go to see your competitor. And then I want you to make a feedback report about your, so you have to have the research. So the research is that's why they turned in research to me, like with that much research, because they needed that for points. I'm going to ask you to make a short little report about your experience doing the task at the end. Marketing campaign. So you need to make a draft of your marketing campaign. There's a schedule of dates on your marketing task. That'll be the 30th of the draft of the whole campaign. When you get back from your Corona break, you need to have your market research almost finished. I want to see it. Technologies used. That means that you chose, what media did you choose for your marketing campaign and why? So explain why. You're getting, for your strategies, product, place, and price strategies, you're going to get points for each one of those. And your promotional strategy, which is also important, needs to have some kind of advertisement, is going to also be included in that section about production. So what did you come up with? Presentation of your business plan. So your business language, how well you use the language of the business, And that's also going to be an executive summary in the beginning where you introduce the marketing plan. I want to see an introduction. How did you decide on your concept? What are the main things that you found, and what was your competitive advantage? Pest. You're going to have a pest point. Layout of your of the report, and also your advertising. You get points for that. Did you check the spelling and grammar? Easy points. Do you put a reference page with your secondary research? You need to have that. And also, this is subjective, but does it make sense? Do I feel that your marketing campaign actually makes sense? That's overall coherence and effectiveness of your campaign presentation. So you can look this over. If you have any questions for me, I'm sure you're going to have many questions. You can ask me. I'll try to be up on Zoom more these days. But this is where you start from. So use this to start as a starting point. And then hopefully we'll be able to get started on this. If you're, like I said, if you don't have your idea yet, you need to get that approved. Really, right now, it's Tuesday, the week after, it's 1 week later from when it needed to be approved. If you don't have a partner or there's some personality problem in your group, you need to get in touch with me as soon as possible. Okay? Talk to you later.